Hi there, this is Jen Kitzmiller with the National Weather Service in Missoula, and I have your planning briefing recorded on Sunday, January 10th, 2021. So we are looking at a little more active week moving forward. For tonight into Monday, we do have high pressure building in, so other than some fog and maybe some low stratus, not expecting a lot of weather. However, things are going to start changing Tuesday into Wednesday as we have a wet, mild weather system that's going to bring potential for significant mountain snowfall. As we get into the Wednesday afternoon into Thursday time frame, a strong cold front is going to sweep through the area, so that will lower snow levels back down to where most elevations could see some accumulating snow, and there will also be potential for some breezy winds with that front. And then moving into Friday, maybe slightly warmer. Some forecast models are indicating the potential for some mountain snow, but there's still some question marks on that time frame. And then looking out in the longer range, we do just want to draw your attention to the fact that there is still potential to see a significant pattern change to more winter-like conditions, looking more likely towards the last week of January. And I'll speak to that more in a minute. So here's a look at our current satellite imagery, and the main thing I want to draw your attention to is this large area of low pressure circulating over the Gulf of Alaska. You'll see that associated with that is a very long plume of moisture. This is actually subtropical moisture, and this moisture is going to be directed onto the west coast and into north central Idaho and western Montana during Tuesday into Wednesday. So this is really our big weather maker for this week, and I'm going to spend most of this briefing addressing that weather system. So the first thing I want to show you is timing of precipitation, and this graphic is showing liquids amount of precipitation in 6-hour increments. So not necessarily indicating where it's going to rain versus snow, but just where there's going to be precipitation falling. And so starting at first thing Tuesday morning, you'll see precipitation start to fill in to northwest Montana and north central Idaho, and then it fully envelops western Montana and central Idaho by Tuesday afternoon. And it does look like it's going to be accentuated over the mountains. The valleys may not see quite as much moisture, especially in western Montana due to some downsloping effects, but all areas should see some pretty decent moisture out of this. As we move forward, you'll see surges of that moisture continue. This is Wednesday morning and really continue all the way through Wednesday evening before things quickly dry out behind that cold front. Looking at snow levels, this is also starting Tuesday morning. You'll see initially snow levels are relatively low, around that 2,000 to 2,500 feet elevation. So as precipitation starts, particularly across northwest Montana, not only will passes be seeing snow, but it is possible for some of those valleys to see a wintry mix. Probably not a lot in the way of accumulating snow, but it could be a little bit slick, especially for areas where the surface temperature is at or below freezing. Now moving forward, you will see the snow levels quickly increase. This is by around noon on Tuesday. They're already coming up to around 4,000 feet in central Idaho, and then as we get into Tuesday afternoon, they've really surged up to that 5,000 to 6,000 feet elevation range. So they increase pretty quickly through the day Tuesday, and that's going to be changing these periods of heavy snow. Even at some of the lower passes like Lookout and Lolo may see a transition from snowfall to rain. Snow levels don't get quite as high across northwest Montana, so MariasPass, you may continue to see snow up there through this whole event. Moving forward, snow levels stay pretty high all the way into Wednesday morning, and it's really not until Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening that we see those snow levels drop rapidly with that cold front I mentioned. So what are we looking at for potential snowfall totals? This is just a feel from today's forecast. Again, some of these amounts might change a little bit depending on how quickly those snow levels come up. Most of our passes, Marias, Lookout, Lolo, Lost Trail Pass, we're generally looking at that 8-inch to 12-inch forecast. Now, to be honest, for some of these lower passes, Lookout Pass and LoloPass, you could be closer to the lower end of this range here, just depending on how quickly those snow levels come up. But in any case, it should be a pretty decent period of some moderate to heavy snow before things start to warm. Another thing I'll have you know is that most of the valleys are not expecting much snow in this time frame. Snow levels just come up too high. So looking at some of our point graphics, here's MariasPass. You'll see the intensities are really expected to increase Tuesday mid-morning. And up there, as I mentioned, the snow levels don't come up quite as high, so they should continue to see snow through most of this event before things really start to taper off Wednesday evening. Here's a look at LookoutPass. Again, for that area, probably some of the most intense snow is going to come in that Tuesday morning until Tuesday afternoon time frame before those snow levels really come up and cause things to turn more wet and probably pretty sloppy up there at the pass. Here's LoloPass, similar story. Tuesday mid-morning into Tuesday afternoon is where the more intense snowfall is expected. Here you'll see this brief burst of more intense snow as those snow levels come down in response to that cold front. So this could be a transition period here as we get into midday Wednesday. Here's a look at GeorgetownLake. It's high enough down there where it's likely that GeorgetownLake will stay snow most of this event. So another area where we could see some accumulations, not quite as high as what we're seeing on some of the passes along the Idaho-Montana border, but there will be some snow with this. And particularly as we get into this Wednesday midday time frame, that's when that cold front comes through. You can see the temperatures drop rapidly here. And with that, there could be some wind. So that could make some of those passes along McDonald, Homestake Pass a little bit more challenging as they get the snow and the wind and the dropping temperatures. And here's a look at Lost Trail Pass. Similar story, higher elevation with Lost Trail Pass, so that again will likely stay all snow there at that pass level. Now as we get into that Wednesday afternoon to Thursday morning time frame, as I showed, that cold front's going to come through and drop snow levels. So this is the probability of seeing 1 inch or snow in that same time frame. And you'll see that while the valleys don't have a high probability of seeing 1 inch, there is a chance, about a 25% chance, that some of the lower valleys, such as the Missoula and Flathead, could see some snowfall behind that front. So I think that'll be the next time frame where we might have a little bit more widespread challenges depending on how quickly that cold front moves in and how it corresponds with some of our more active travel times. Another thing to keep in mind with the front is there could be a period of some really gusty winds with that. So that could make some challenging conditions in that Wednesday afternoon and evening time frame. Looking at the 6 to 10 day outlook, overall it looks like, especially in western Montana, we're expected to continue to see a little bit more active flow with increased chances of moisture, but no real strong signal of cooler temperatures. It still looks like it'll be similar, if not a little above normal, going into this January 15th to January 19th. However, as I did mention, there is some potential showing up in some of our longer range models of a return to winter. This is just a snapshot from one of our models from January 23rd, and you'll see that a pattern of more northwest flow, which really opens up the door to bring some colder air down from the north, is setting up. So there is the potential as we get out in that time frame to return to a colder, more snowy weather pattern. So not a lot of details there yet, but we do just want to get that in mind since we've had this unusually mild time frame here over the last few weeks. So here's a look at that weather impact summary. Again, Monday's green, but as we get into that Tuesday, Wednesday time frame, that's where we're really expecting the biggest impacts. Heavy mountain snow on the passes, some wind, heavy rain in some of the valleys, especially through north central Idaho. And then as we move into that Wednesday night into Thursday time frame, maybe some snow into the valleys. That's all I have for today. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to give us a call. Our number's listed there. And in the meantime, we will plan to speak with you again on Thursday. Have a great week and stay safe out there.